Okay, so buying I comes back and says 对，有的时候也喜欢看书. So you should have all this sorted out with the exception of this 有的时候. Okay, 有的 means some. Now you've seen this 有. It means to have. Is one of the meanings. The you've seen all over the place. It's used as a particle for possessive. So here you see these two characters being used together for a completely different meaning. 有的 is just the word for some. So in this sentence that buying I says in this statement, 有的时候, so it's some of this here. Some of what? Some of this shaho. So let's find out what shaho is. Shaho is the word for time. Or one of the words for time, or a point in time. And as you continue to study, you'll learn that there's other words for time, and some you use in some places and some you use in others. Like, for example, you've already learned the word 几点, which means what time is it? And 2点半 is, 2:30. Here, 时候 also means time, and it's used often together with 有的 to mean sometimes. 有的时候, 有的时候, sometimes. So now you should be able to handle this sentence. 对. She was just asked by 高文中, 你也喜欢看书, 对不对? You also like to read books, right? And so she responds, 对. 有的时候也喜欢看书. So pause and figure out the English there. And here's a good translation. Right. Sometimes I like to read books. 有的时候也喜欢看书. You notice here there's no 我. You don't really need it. 对. 有的时候也喜欢看书. You could put a 我 here, but it's unnecessary. Okay, here's where Gao Wenzhong gets a little brave in his conversation, and if you watch the video, you can see he's a little nervous as he's talking to Bai Ying-ai. So then, looks like he's trying to get somewhere in this conversation. Let's see. He asks, 你喜欢不喜欢看电影? So this you should really know. 喜欢 you know, and you know this verb, and then 不, and then verb, or adjective. 你喜欢不喜欢看电影? So, to learn more about this construction here, where it's verb or adjective plus 不 plus verb or adjective, please go and see page 99 and spend some time on that page, soaking in the information there. But regardless of that, you should be able to know the meaning of this. So let's go take a look. Very simply, do you like to watch movies? You like, not like, watch movies. 你喜欢不喜欢看电影? Do you like to watch movies? So, can you see where this conversation is going? What is Gao Wenzhong going to ask next? Okay, so Bai Ying-ai responds, 喜欢. So notice that when Gao Wenzhong asks, 你喜欢不喜欢? The standard answer is either 喜欢 or 不喜欢. That would be the first thing the person would say in response. 你喜欢不喜欢看电影? 喜欢. Or if you didn't like it, you would say 不喜欢. So she says 喜欢. She likes to watch movies. And then she says 我周末常常看电影. Okay, so 常常is new. And she probably made a mistake telling this to Buying to Gao Wen-zhong because she really opens the door for the next question that Gao Wen-zhong's going to ask. 我周末常常看电影. Okay, 常常 is a word for often. So that should make sense to you now. 喜欢我周末常常看电影. Now think about that for a minute. You can pause if you want. 喜欢我周末常常看电影. I do. I do like movies. I often watch movies on the weekend. Okay, so here it comes. Gao Wen-zhong. Here's what Gao Wen-zhong says. 那我们今天晚上, with the exception of this na, you should be getting most of this. 那我们今天晚上去看一个外国电影怎么样? 我请客. Okay. Now, you should know what's going on in this question that Gao Wen-zhong is asking based on the context in the way that I've kind of been building it up over the last couple of slides. But to be fair, there's a lot in here that you haven't learned yet, so let's just pick through it. You've seen na before. Na is the word for that, but it has other meanings. So na is used to mean then or in that case. So it's only used in this way when there's a discussion going on, and the result of the discussion is that something else should happen. And so then you can use na. Like, for example, there could be a conversation, where are you going? Person A says. Person B says, I'm going to the post office. And then person A says, oh, I'm going to the post office too. And then person B would say, well, then, can you take me? Can you drive me there? So this this then is used in English to say, well, hey, you were just talking about how you're going to the post office and you have a car, you're driving. Well, then, here's the then. Well, then you drive me there so I don't have to walk. So the then is like a therefore. There's a conversation happening, and there's a result of the conversation, and so you use the word then. So in this kind of situation, na can mean then or in that case. So in the previous slide, over here, Bai Ying Ai was saying 我, she was saying that she likes movies, 喜欢, and she was saying 我周末常常看电影, I often watch movies on the weekend. So Gao Wen-zhong is, well, in that case, right? Okay, so Gao Wen-zhong says, well, in that case, then 我们今天晚上去看一个外国电影怎么样? 我请客. Okay, so you should know what's happening here, but let's go into some detail here with some other vocabulary. 去. Now remember, 去, and we'll get to this in the pronunciation, but this U is like the French U, so it's your lips are pursed. 语, 去. It should not sound like the English chew your food. It should sound more like 语, 去 up front. So anyway, 那我们今天晚上去看. So 去 means to go. To go to Boston, to go to the library, to go to the store, to go. 去 means to go. So very important verb that you'll want to remember. 去. And then, just like in English, you can put an action verb after 去, and it means to go and do something. And that's usually used when there's going to be a change in location. Um, for example, you're in your dorm room or apartment with your roommate, and you're going to go study. I'm going to go study. You wouldn't say, I'm going to go study if you were going to study in the dormitory. You would just say, I'm going to study. But if you were going to go to the library, you would say, oh, I'm going to go study. I'm going to go to the movie. I'm going to go to the store. Or I'm going to go watch a movie. I'm going to go walk to the store. I'm going to go. So you can have this go plus a verb, 去, plus an action verb, just like in English. So here it's 去看. So 那我们今天晚上去看 go watch. We're going to go and we're going to watch. Okay? So you can just put these two verbs right together. Now you'll notice in English, the infinitive forms of English verbs require this to, right? This is where English gets complicated. And you actually have this, well, in this case you don't. But anyway, infinitive forms of verbs in English must have this to before it. So there's nothing like that in Chinese at all. So you can just put this 去 together with another verb, and it means to go and do that verb. All right, what else is in here?